just recently we had a pretty big update. That was update 6. Marty, if you want to just talk us through a quick couple of points of all the amazing work everyone at id has been so busy at work on. We'll get to future stuff in a minute, but first let's take kind of that lap to say that where the game is at right now with update 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been a busy year. It's crazy how fast things have been going, but really fantastic stuff by the team at id. You know, we basically hit DLC 2, the Ancient Gods Part 2, came out in March, and then we rolled straight into our next-gen update, which is what the update you're talking about, update 6. Added a ton of great video options, added ray tracing on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, and obviously compatible PC hardware. Tons of just general updates to the game. Added the Terrace Navad master level. Made a bunch of updates to battle mode to take care of some latency that people felt, and some server hitching that we feel like we have a good fix in for at this point. And just really an overall big update for the team. I think big update for players. It seems like everybody has responded well. You know, we're still working on a few things. We had a quick update come out shortly after, and then we're going to do a few more small fixes in an upcoming update. But overall, just really proud of the team. You know, I've talked a lot about you know, the fact that it's been really different for us to work from home for the last 18 months. We launched Doom literally as we were going home due to the pandemic. And just the team has just rallied time and time again to keep the game updated, add new content, and just couldn't be prouder of everyone it did.
Yeah, well said. I mean, it's been incredible how much work everyone has been doing from home, not in the studio, where all of that creative energy feeds off of each other so naturally. But Hugo, we're going to show on the screen in a second here. We're going to have to visualize. Starting right now, all the way up until, I believe it's September 2nd, we've got this QuakeCon 2021 Slayer skin, player badge, and icon as a thank you to fans. So walk us through how these things get made, because I feel like the cosmetics in this game have been so completely insane. So like, what's the process like of making those?
Yeah, like hot dog man. I mean, so who knew that our concept team were also, you know, comedians? Right. Is really what it comes down to. Like, it's funny. I've run into some of the old id guys around Dallas, and Adrian Carmack, I think I ran into, and he said that you know, they in the beginning they all just wanted to make each other laugh. That was like a big driving point behind a lot of the stuff they did with the original Doom, and that's a through line that still exists to this day. You know, like we want to do it cool and we want to do it badass, but like there's also kind of a tongue-in-cheek quality to everything that we do, and so the skins have definitely, you know, given the team a chance to flex their muscles when it comes to that stuff. Some of them are really badass, as we know, and we love the super badass skins, the ones that are, you know, more serious and like the Slayer stuff. And then there's some like the Hot Dog Mancubus, which are just really meant to put a smile on everybody's faces, which they do. It kind of like, there's just a jam session that goes on with the team, and there's like a, you know, loose categories for things, and there's such a rich history with the brand that we're able to do some nostalgia stuff, Doom 64 guy, these different things that we're able to do, and then there's always just like the funny category stuff. And it's kind of like a little American Idol contest. We just sort of pick, see which sketches are the most promising, or the coolest, or the most ridiculous, and they go into production. I think the ArtStation dump that we've seen from the character modeling team recently really shows you off that, like, we take these hilarious drawings, but we execute them on the highest level with the character team and the prop team, the art team. It's really amazing stuff. So. And then the icons of everything, like the UI team gets involved, and Dave Rose and his crew knock out some killer stuff. So head on over to Slayers Club and look out on the different social outlets to see what we have coming next. We still got a little more coming, a few more really cool ones on the way that I think people will really love.
But speaking of new content, you know, we've had so much amazing community support of people, you know, popping off with all the different crazy things we've done in-game as far as cosmetics and everything else we're talking about, but also with master levels. And at this point now, Hugo, in the streams that we've done, the weekly ones, we've already revealed both of the master levels and what they are. But let's get into that a little bit deeper and start talking about what's on the horizon next, which is the next big update 6.66.
Yeah, up next is, let me get this right.
You got this.
It's World Spear. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's the one.
And
okay.
and Mars Core. And then
Core,
after that, are we allowed to say, Marty? Are we allowed to say? Is that what Josh you're asking me?
No.
Am I allowed to say it the next one? I don't even think we could.
No.
Let's stay with update 6.66.
I'm always ready to announce something.
He's like, and I'll give you this, and I'll sell you a little bit of that, and we'll do this. No, let's just stay with update 6.66, which is the next big kind of like major push for Eternal.
Yeah, we've got obviously from the master levels perspective, we got World Spear and Mars Core, as Hugo said, a DLC map, which which I think is really awesome. Give players something even something even newer who have been playing master levels. They'll have a new take on things with that map. And the Mars Core is just such an amazing map. One of the highlights of Doom Eternal. I think bringing a master level to that, and of course, just like with Terrace Nabad, these master levels will have all of the modes associated with them: the classic mode, extra life mode, ultra nightmare difficulty, to really challenge those top players. But if you haven't played extra life mode or you haven't played classic mode, and of course, all of the master levels are playable on all the difficulties,
right.
So you don't have to, you have to be experienced with the game, but I really do encourage players to get in there and play those master levels because they're just such great content, really fun, great way to engage. I talked about it a little bit in the Slayers Club post that we put up a few weeks ago. Of course, we've kind of pivoted a little bit our development effort around the game towards a horde mode that we're really excited about. I think Hugo can talk a little bit about our direction there,
yeah.
But really just, again, another fun way for players to engage just exactly how they want to with the game. Our combat loops are just so much fun that I think it's really a good opportunity. And I think the way Horde mode's going to play out is people are really going to have a lot of fun with it. And then we've got a kind of an update to battle mode that adds a competitive, really a competitive flair to it. Same thing. I think it steers into exactly how players are playing the game, and then a bunch of updates around that from a gameplay perspective. It doesn't change the fundamentals of the game. Some of the updates are pretty big, but the way you play it and the reasons you play it really get reinforced in this battle mode update. So again, two big really exciting upgrades to the game coming up later this year.
Yeah, with the battle mode stuff, it's kind of a streak-based ranking system that we have with what we hope to have streak-based matchmaking.
Nice.
So we'll also be addressing some of the lobby dodging
right.
that we know that goes on. So you'll be incentivized to stick around to increase your rank, and then you have the potential to we're going to try to steer you into matching with people that are at or near your streak currently, which should provide some good competitive matches moving forward. Really, I mean, I'm really excited about that stuff, and I think a lot of the battle mode community, should be pretty pumped about it. With Horde, I think it's really going to be a bit of fan service there, and we can't wait, to get it in the fans' hands. I mean, I think there's a fair amount of, it's got an arcade-ish flair to it. I mean, I definitely think people who loved arcade mode from Doom 2016 will see some of that arcade flavoring to the overall experience. But like any Horde mode, it's going to feel deep. I think some of the pillars, you have to feel like you're unlocking additional, combat sequences and maybe even arenas or sections by completing skill-based challenges that we have centered around this high-value target system that we have, where basically during the arena, certain characters will be highlighted and you'll be given a certain amount of time. It'll be tiered.
Ooh.
There's like the first tier, if you kill the high value, let's say a Marauder shows up and he's marked as the high value target, he'll have an outline around him. They look kind of like Empowered Demons, and they have an icon above their head. And if you kill them within first X seconds, TBD, that'll be varied, based on the AI that we apply this to. And it could be any AI, really, or a number of AI. If you kill them in the first X seconds, that's gold tier, and you'll get a significant amount of points rewarded. Then it goes down to silver, to bronze, to then he just disappears. If you complete the high value target challenges, which again, it could be like 5 prowlers, 1 marauder, 5 marauders, who knows, then you'll be able to increase your score, obviously, depending on how quickly you kill them, but then also unlock, that will contribute, if you successfully complete enough of the in-game skill-based challenges, you'll be able to unlock additional waves, a few bonus rooms, which I think is core to the experience. I think that's what players want. It will have an ending. It won't feel it'll feel like it's super deep, like a good horde mode should. And when you get into the third act of this thing, at the very last waves that you've unlocked, if you were able to, I mean, that's when, we're going to be going all out for sure. You will be rewarded for however many BFG shots you have at the end of your waves and at the end of the experience. So you're kind of encouraged to conserve your BFG shots, as all the best players do. You watch our stream, you know that we don't like to shoot BFG shots. We like to kill everything ourselves.
That's right.
So you'll be rewarded for that when it comes to score in the horde mode. And listen, that's something that I think only the best players will really be focused on, because that's when the leaderboard comes into play. The replay value really comes from competing with yourself for the best personal. We'll be ranking your score throughout, keeping track of it, and you'll be competing to see if you could outdo your personal best score, unlocking 100% of the content, beating all the high value targets on gold standard, getting the max score, completing some of yes, there will be traversal puzzles in there as well, without dying too many times. So it's really all about making the perfect run. And then once you've moved past your personal best, and let's say you're getting like the TBD on what we call it, but like a Slayer rank, then you'll move on to the kind of the overall leaderboard, which we will have, and we'll be tracking to see who is the very best Slayers inside of the Doom Eternal fan base. So lots of reason to keep replaying it, and a fair amount of randomization. I wouldn't say infinite randomization. It's not going to be endless, but there is definitely randomization in there. So we want to make sure that each time you run through, you have a different experience, and there's some opportunity there for some surprises. So lots of stuff in there that I think the fans are going to love. I think it meets the expectations of what people want to see out of a Doom Eternal Horde mode. We can't wait to see the community streaming it and playing it, and it should be awesome. And maybe we'll stream it too, Josh. I don't know. See how far we get.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll maybe give it a try once or twice. But speaking of that, the exciting thing is
I see a 10-hour stream coming on.
Marty just doomed us. That's it. It's 10 hours. Lock it in. Make your coffee. But speaking of, I was going to say, so we've got 2 master levels, one of which is DLC content, which means, Hugo, you've talked about this a lot on stream with the level designers that we have at ID and what they're able to push in.
Huge.
When you add in the DLC content, we're talking about Sentinel Hammer, which means we're talking about Armored Baron. My mind is reeling to think about the encounters that are in Worldspear now.
But because you have the hammer,
yes,
and we all know that the hammer is pretty OP,
yes,
that rather than rebalance the hammer and maybe lower it a little bit, maybe it takes one more glory kill, let's let the combat meet the hammer in terms of the balance. That's how we'll achieve the balance within the DLC's master levels. We won't nerf the hammer. We'll bring the combat up to meet the hammer and really test to see how good you are at using that thing and when to use it. It's pretty strategic. Ultimately, it just means that there's kind of no limit to how much stuff we could throw at you because you have that hammer. And I played it myself. It's really, really intense. But I think it still could be more intense, Josh. It's kind of at that point where it's like, yeah, this is pretty good.
Right. It's like, have we hit 11?
I think we could probably dial it up.
Yeah.
Yes. Have we hit 11?
Right. That sounds good.
At or equal to, it has to go beyond Taras Nabat.
Right.
I mean, it does, because you don't have the hammer in Taras Nabat.
True.
So it's so much fun just bathing in the combat with that hammer.
Right.
I mean, there's just no, again, there's no limit to what you could do because of how powerful that hammer is and how it works within the loop. So I think that's going to make for some interesting vids. I look forward to see what are all the Doom tubers out there, do with this one.
Yeah, you can tell whether it's Hugo's stream or like what we do from a master level perspective, or the plans for Horde mode, like how important it is to us that all of those players out there that are streaming and playing. I think they have become known as the Doom tubers, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But this content that we have coming up, again, we really, I think one of the great things about Doom Combat, the way that we're approaching, the way the team is approaching the Horde mode, is that wide variation in play capabilities. You can play stuff on a low difficulty. You can get in there if you've played the combat, and like we said, the combat. You can be successful in Horde mode or the master levels, but then if you are on that ultra high end and you've really invested the time into a campaign game, like some of these people, it's unheard of how much time they've invested into the campaign.
Yeah.
It really means a lot to us, and I think the payoffs with some of this stuff we have coming up is going to be great. And like Hugo said, we really just look so forward to watching the vids. It's amazing the way people play the game these days.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, so we've got the 2 master levels, one of which is DLC content, which is going to be nuts, going to be wild. We've got the battle mode streak-based matchmake stuff, which is going to be just making all of the people that are in there every day as the best demons and the best slayers, just giving them like higher challenges, more carrots, which is amazing. But also, we didn't even mention yet, I know it doesn't have a level name, but there's a new battle mode arena that's coming that we've worked with our amazing Spicy players on the design. We actually had sessions with them, and I'm just going to spoil it here by saying they said it was the best level they'd ever played, and I'm not just saying that. Those guys don't take that stuff lightly. So there's that also coming in this update. And
listen, the best part is they helped us design it, so if you guys don't like it, send your feedback to them. That's
right. Go to the Spicy Demons Discord and let them know what you think.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, they did, and we hope to build on that relationship as we move forward as just the company overall. We've got tremendous fans. We've even been able to bring some of the fans into id Software, and we've hired a few of them.
That's right.
So it's been a really tremendous experience, and we think this map is really, really awesome. We think the fans are going to love it. There's ongoing balance considerations taking place right now as we speak. James Duggan, yourself, I know you guys are in there. You're getting the feedback from the fans. We did some damage fall-off stuff. We did lots of things to battle mode. So we're fine-tuning that balance. We think we've improved, as Marty said, the overall performance of the mode.
I think we're not going to do the month of the day because that's always madness, because development isn't the easiest thing to mark on a calendar and say, yep, we're going to ship it that day, no problem. But I think we can give general time frames. So when can people expect update 6.66?
Yeah, month and day, you say not the easiest. I think it's the hardest thing in video game development to pinpoint a day. But we're really looking to get all this stuff out this fall.
There's more coming, because I feel like getting to just the Switch stuff, right? Because, okay, by the way, we just did DLC 1 and 2 this last year. I don't even know how the hell you guys pulled that off. Again, somehow you guys did bigger scale, bigger challenge, added weapons, added monsters and demons without even being in the same office. So first of all, kudos to you guys on that and for continuing to make amazing content for it. But also on Switch, our buddies at Panic Button that we've worked closely with, they've already put out the base game. They've already put out Ancient Gods Part 1. But Ancient Gods Part 2, we have a special treat for everybody right now, and we are going to roll a trailer that might give some more information and maybe a little bit of some gameplay that you can see now.
You bring violence and war to thwarts of the Dark Realm. Stand and fight, Slayer. This is the Torch of Kings. All will see this light and know what your mission is here.
Take the Hellbreaker. May it serve you well.
is worthy.
Come, brothers! Let hell tremble before our might!
The time has come for a reckoning. You will not stop my vengeance.
Well, there you have it. That is just another, it's just like you thought we were done this year, but we still had Ancient Gods Part 2 to deliver to Switch users, right? So we had to get that done. So that's coming soon, and that's going to be amazing.
And again, you said, you mentioned Panic Button, but really just a great partnership. I've said it many times. They're a really, really, really talented team, and it's been just fantastic to collaborate with them on the Switch versions. If you look at Doom Eternal, and it's also great credit to our engine team, Billy, Tiago, Robert, and that team. Just how scalable that is when you look at the ultra high end that we just released on next gen, and then you take that all the way down to a handheld platform in the Switch. It is incredible, and Panic Button's just done a great job. Working with the technology, working with the game to deliver. I mean, you see it in the trailer there. Like it is not a watered down version of Doom Eternal. No. It's definitely a different resolution and a different frame rate. But if you want to play that and you want to play it on the go, it's there, and it's exactly what you'd expect from a Doom game.
And I mean, another shout out exactly to that point. It's super cool to announce that as of right now, when you're watching this, the Slayers collection for Doom is now available on Switch. And so this is something cool. So we released this maybe about a year and a half ago on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But of course, because we're bringing it to the Switch, and Nintendo is where Doom 64 is from, the Slayers collection on Nintendo Switch, available now digitally in the eShop, also comes with Doom 64, which is just a nice touch. It's just a nice nod. So again, you could basically buy that and Eternal, and then DLC 1 and 2, and you would have the entire catalog of every Doom game ever made in your pocket, handheld. It's insane. And of course, that comes with Doom 2016. But you guys, we are at that time, gentlemen, where we have to say our goodbyes. So thank you, both of you guys, for being here today. This has been incredible. It's been an honor to share the virtual stage with both of you. But as I say goodbye, and I pass it to Marty, we've also got a little treat of a community video we put together in-house as a little bit of a tribute. Isn't that right, Marty?
Yeah, absolutely. We know, first of all, I want to say thanks to you. You've done a great job, and it's a lot of work. But everything you've done with Hugo on the stream and all of this is just fantastic job. And you work with this group that we're going to highlight a lot. These are just a few of the Doom tubers out there, the contributors of content, and we know how hard it is. We know how much work goes into it. So we wanted to say thanks by highlighting a few clips and just share our appreciation. And also thank you to everybody who's tuning in. Thank you to the QuakeCon audience. Really appreciate it, and can't wait to see everybody next year.
Very well said, Marty. Thank you for that. And also, Hugo, as a final goodbye, do you have any final words for this amazing QuakeCon community that we've got in this Doom video?
Yeah, I thought everything that Marty said was perfect. Doom would not be the same without you guys. Thank you so much for the support. We've got some more content coming, so stick with us. Thank you again for the feedback, for all the hilarious videos, for the banter, and we love it. And yeah, stay tuned. Thank you again for everything.
Later. See ya. Thanks, guys.
All right, I'm back.
Oh my god.
Dude, back off if you can.
Let's go, baby! Oh my god! Get blocked,
Blocked.
get blocked, get blocked.
Yo, hold on 1 second.
Be a low Dreadnought, I'm trying to watch the kaiju battle! Go for the rocket kick! Yeah!
This is the greatest day of my life. I take it back.
Torch his face off!
Oh, what is this? A catapult? Do I get to fire it this time? Oh, wait, don't tell me.
Yeah! Yes! F***ing clutch! Saving throw! I love you! Oh! Yes!
Is a tough one. Okay. What? What? What?
Dude.
What?
Oh my
God.
You did not just do that.
I did.
Yes! Woo! Ah!
So we're playing Doom Eternal.
I wanna play that when I grow up.
Love this kid. Well, do me a favor, because we got to get back into the swing of it. Tell the internet, rip and tear.
Rip and tear until it is done.